Alright, so I just got the new Studio Series Arcee Sisters 3-pack, and I came up with this combine mode that you see here. And I'm pretty confident that this is a lot closer to the intended combine mode, certainly closer than the things that I've been seeing, which usually just kind of look like this, where Elita 1 is hanging off of Arcee's back, and they have Chromia propped up similar to I have. But in this mode, you can see that I'm using Elita 1 as like the whole bottom half of the combiner. And the reasons I'm confident about this are, for one, I'm using a whole port on Elita 1 over here and a whole peg on Arcee that no one else is using. It must have a function, and so I'm using it in this combine mode. Not only is there a port and a hole, but this whole headlight section of the motorcycle can turn, as you see it's turned here relative to the rest of the motorcycle. And it does that to reveal that peg, or to reveal that hole for Arcee's peg. And I can't think of any reason why it has that capability to move and why the peg and the hole are there, if not for something at least close to this configuration. I'm still using the Chromia base in the same way that everyone else has been using it to connect Elita 1, but I'm also using that, and it's pretty solid actually. So that's one reason why I'm confident. The other reason why I'm confident is because the other forms I've been seeing look nothing like concept art, and it's clear that they've been using the concept art to make the Revenge of the Fallen Constructicon robot modes that we never saw in the movie. So I figured this must match some concept art as well. And I think it matches this particular piece of concept art insofar as, you have one robot is kind of the bottom half. Another robot has a bulk of mass on what is her right arm and torso, right, and head. The third robot has a lot of mass on what is her left arm and then kind of the top, right? Not only that, but you have kind of an over-the-shoulder cannon thing going on, which I think is an important part of the design. And they managed to capture that here too. So there's no concept art that matches this exactly. It seems like they went through many designs and many colors of the Arcee sisters, but it seems like this is probably pretty close to that particular piece of concept art. Some other things I noted were that a lot of people's forms had the Arcee's double wheels as the bottom wheel, but in this form, Elita 1's single wheel is there, which again matches the concept art. We even have Elita 1's second wheel kind of here close to the front of the figure, just like that piece of concept art. So yeah, between the functions that I'm using that no one else is using and its closeness to that concept art, I'm feeling pretty good that this is closer to what Hasbro intended to be the combined form than what everyone else has been doing so far. And so let me show you how to put these together in this form. Starting with all three in robot mode, I'm going to do Elita 1 first and combine her with Arcee. We'll need to take Chromia's base off of her. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take Chromia's stand and plug it into the back of Arcee right here. This is definitely supposed to connect there, no doubt about it. And then you want to take Elita 1 and take her stand off of her. Put it to the side, and basically you want to do like you do when you turn her into a motorcycle. So I'm just going to T-pose her arms real quick, bend her back like so that you can cover her head with the seat part like this. Go ahead and raise that handlebar and then connect these pieces right here, just like you were turning her into a motorcycle. So now you have something that looks like that. And now here's the key, is under the top of her motorcycle right here. Hopefully you can see this. There's a little hole right under there, and that's not used for a transformation into a motorcycle. It's not used for anything else. So that's what I use to figure out this combined mode. And if you turn this head area or the headlight dash area up like that, it kind of has this motion where it snaps into place looking like that. So it just turns a few degrees this way, counterclockwise, to let you reveal that peg. So I'll show you it from this angle. It just goes from looking like that to that. And that allows you to use that peg there. And so everyone was using Chromia's base to plug into Elita 1 like this, which it holds decently, and this is why most people have Elita 1 just hanging off the back. But it doesn't hold that well, and like I said, it doesn't look like the concept art, and it doesn't use this peg for anything or this kind of motion of turning the whole piece up like that. So what you want to do what I did is kind of turn Arcee's torso around. Oops, I'm going to take her base off and take the Chromia's base off too. But you want to turn her torso around so that you get something like this, where this piece is sticking up, and then you've got access to this. So I'll put Chromia's base back on. Like that. Okay, so if you've got Arcee looking something like this, with this peg revealed and Chromia's base attached with this piece that holds Elita 1, and you've got Elita 1 looking something like this, then you have to kind of play with the way that Arcee is bending here around her torso piece and all the mini joints there. But you can slide that in right there, and also slide this piece into that hole that we revealed under the headlight area on Elita 1. So I think it's actually probably easier to do that part first. So snap that into place like that. And then do this piece down here and connect it there. And then you have this connection between Arcee and Elita 1 that is like rock solid. Like, this will not disconnect between these 2 points. And it's a lot better than just connecting that, and it makes use of that mysterious port that no one else was using. So once you've got them connected, you just want to move Arcee's top half up a little bit to make her not slouch over Elita 1, get her arm out there, probably move Elita 1's handlebar down here, and then I don't really know what the kind of official way to move Elita 1's arms are, but you can just kind of tuck them in at the side. And so here's what Arcee and Elita 1 look like combined, just the 2 of them. Like I said, I don't really know what to do with Elita 1's arms, but you can kind of see how that connection works between that peg Arcee has and that hole that Elita 1 has under her hood, plus the use of Chromia's base holding on to Elita 1 there. And then these purple flaps kind of can act as a sort of stand. They don't do a very good job, but I think that's kind of probably what they were meant to do. Okay, so setting Arcee and Elita 1 aside, now let's look at what to do with Chromia. So I'm going to move her arms up again. You're going to want to move her back tire, kind of pivot it the way that it does, around like that. And then what you want to do is take Elita 1's base and then wrap it around Chromia's torso. Now, it's really hard to see, but one side of Chromia's torso is rounded and the other side is flat. And because of the way the opening in this base looks, I think you're supposed to do it like this. So here's how the base looks. I'm turning it like this, and then I'm coming in at this side and kind of wrapping that around her torso so that you basically just have that. Now, I'm not super convinced this is exactly how you're supposed to do it. I feel like you should kind of feel something snap in place, but maybe it's just because this is so small. You know, the plastic is so small and thin that you don't really get a snap. It does fit well, it just doesn't fit super snugly. But yeah, once you have this and once you have this, you can basically just turn Chromia upside down and use this peg that's coming out of the base, peg that into this space up here in Arcee's back, like so. Boom. Okay, so this is pretty much the combination right here. You can see that I put on Arcee's cannon back onto her arm, the Chromia thing, shoulder pad thing over there. Yeah, and you can do any number of things with all the little pieces here. Like you could move Elita's one's arms around if you want this wheel to be more towards the front, kind of like the concept art. You can do that. You can move her other arm around Chromia's arm, and this Chromia's back wheel can kind of sit on either side here. And then this whole top section of Chromia could kind of move around. I find that in this particular this particular way, it kind of helps support the connector that's going on right there. And then you can have Chromia's arm, cannon arm, over the shoulder here, which of course looks like the concept art and is one of the reasons why I mentioned I'm kind of confident that this is closer to how it's supposed to look. Well, yeah, that's the combined form I came up with the Arcee sisters. I really love these designs. I know everyone loves to hate them, but I actually think they're really cool. I love how weird and alien the designs in Revenge of the Fallen are, and I'm glad that they put some effort into combined form. And I think this one actually doesn't look half bad. It's a lot cooler than that one that's been going around, where Eliter 1's just basically a motorcycle hanging off her butt. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Let me know what you think, or if you think anything could be done better to make it look even better. And yeah, thanks for watching.